Hi, hi everyone. It's Muhammad Haji here. So, I actually, I think last month I finished playing Mass Effect 1, and it was like really, really good game. It's one of the best games I've played. One of the really finest games. I had a great time playing the game. It was superb. Uh, I actually thought it was a 9 out of 10 game. But I think the version I was playing was the remaster version. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe a lot of stuff was fixed. It felt like Mass Effect 2. I mean, it just felt like Mass Effect 2. I mean, it was so good that even if I played Mass Effect 2, I felt it was one whole game. It was one stretch game. It's such a beautiful, beautiful game, to be honest. Yeah, there were a few problems here and there. I actually liked traveling across planets. It had its own fun, but it sort of did get boring in between because there weren't much to explore in these planets, but it was still okay. Because driving these vehicles were not that bad. But I somehow remember, like, not sure, like, but I do remember that driving the vehicles in Mass Effect 1 were terrible, and then they removed it, so something like that. So it was improved way more better right now than it was the PS3 era time. Graphically, it looks like Mass Effect 2, the game that I played in my PS3 or my PC, my older PC. So that's the graphics I remember. So it's still there. But I think the Mass Effect, the older version one, the non-remastered one, did look outdated even at that time. So I think it's generally is a very good remaster. I have to play Mass Effect 2 to see if it's really a good remaster or not. I genuinely believe that EA and BioWare were stupid enough not to remaster Mass Effect 1 and expand the world because it's a world that to be explored. Is actually that good. They could have actually remastered it and, brought a lot of new stuff, writing maybe they could have had there's a Starfield right now, so they could have got the Starfield vibe, literally building your ship and stuff like that. That could actually be one of the most coolest thing in the game, to be honest. They could have actually rebuilt the whole game from scratch, have the same missions, a lot of same missions, just improve a lot of stuff here and there, improve the worlds, make it more lively. Now, or talk about another game that I'm playing right now. I would say that's one of the best, by far one of the greatest games I played this year, I guess. It's it's shocking, but I don't know how many games I played this year, but this is maybe I haven't played that many. Maybe I'll only be playing Call of Duty this whole year. I don't know. I have to check out how many games I completed this year, but that the game that I want to talk right now is Star Wars Jedi. Man, it's amazing. It's just amazing. It's definitely hard. It's definitely very very hard. When there's boss fight, you have boss fights, right? It takes like easily for me an hour to defeat a boss fight. Easily, the proper boss fight. Like for me, it's like 2 3 days or maybe 2 days. I have to play these 30 40 minutes. It's hard to defeat these bosses, and but it's really good. Sometimes I still don't understand why I couldn't defeat the boss. Was it the was it because it's not like they're instant. My when I do attack, it's not instant, so I'm not sure exactly why there are like I'm like, why can't fight him? Why can't I can't dodge his attack or whatever it is. Maybe it's the how the gameplay was created, but sometimes that's the frustrating part. I'm like, is my joystick really working? Is most of the time that's what I had. Like, man, I had this boss fight right now where I'm fighting this guy with a dual. It's a guy with a dual lightsaber, and I mean, but it was fun, man. It was fun, man. The whole. I think now we're like there are 4 planets basically. We sort of travel into these 4 planets, and I can tell you this, man. they have created a very good planet. Usually these planets are like surface level planets, but with Star Wars Jedi, it's a proper three-layer planet. It's like goes down, 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 up, side, right. Man, it's awesome. It's just awesome. Uh, it's definitely. I'm playing my Star Wars Last Jedi, and my PS4 Pro. It's struggling, bro. It's struggling. It's literally like PS4 is like Pro is like it's trying its best. It's just trying its best to play it. It's just dying to play. I mean, it's just it actually overheated because I didn't switch on the AC maybe, but that never happened in many of my games. Never ever happened. It overheated. I mean, God of War is graphically amazing. So I mean, but I think God of War is more, it's more optimized, way more optimized than this game. Like God of War's optimization is different level, but this game is deep. It's crazy. The level build, the world building in this game is phenomenal, man. It's one of the best I've ever played in my life. And when after playing this, I'm like, man, Mass Effect, you could have done this, right? You could have done this. It's you made this game with one of the best Respawn. You know, Respawn is one of the best studios ever. They're the ones who made the first Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. They were the Call of Duty guys. They were the guys who created Infinity War, right? Infinity War, whatever that studio was. Man, to be honest, they're the ones who created Titanfall. Titanfall was one of the superb games I've played. Superb. It's just amazing. Titanfall 2. One didn't have a story mode. Two had a phenomenal story mode. Phenomenal. It was amazing. It was the old school proper story mode game. It was the old school. It felt like it felt like a Half-Life. The Half-Life we should have had, the 3. It felt like a Half-Life 3. Yeah, it was just amazing. They actually used Source Engine. That's the Valve engine, and it was phenomenal. But it actually did have a lot of Half-Life feeling to it. I don't know how, but it's futuristic, but yeah. And Last Jedi is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It does lag. There are frame rate issues. There definitely are some issues here and there. There are issues. I wouldn't say there aren't any issues. There are animational issues which they could have improved. Like for example, Uncharted 4 has phenomenal animation. I mean, every animation in that game just feels natural. It feels really nice. The animations are really good. Here, sometimes it does remind you this is a game. I mean, it does remind you. Like GTA 5 still has one of the best animations with the character animations. This game is pretty good. It's really, really good. I mean, I can't complain, but I am complaining, but it is good. But is it the best in the world? I don't think so. I mean, I've seen Death Stranding, Kijimo's game, which I haven't played, which I own, free version, I guess, but I haven't played it. I've seen some lot of gameplay of that. That game looks really good with animation, but this game had some issues. I would say I wouldn't say I didn't have any issue, but this is one of the best games ever. They've taken best elements from this is literally taking the best elements from games, literally. Like they've taken from Uncharted, from name a game they've basically taken. Like it's a bit of Demon Soul, a bit of Dark Soul, Demon Soul, Dark Soul, the same games. It's a bit of, every time I play, it has Prince of Persia stuff in that, side running stuff. Man, it's phenomenal, bro. It's just one of the best games I've played. As I said, there are problems. There are, for sure, there are problems. There are things that I didn't understand. There are like very, very few things I didn't understand. But it's really good. And one cool thing they have, that's the coolest thing they have, is which I don't like sometimes. I know it does bring an annoyance to it, but the coolest thing is that the game has, when you do complete a map where you kill all the enemies, and it doesn't really make sense when they pop out again, right? So they have a system where when you respawn, there's a checkpoint where I think this sort of checkpoint were there in Demon Souls and Dark Souls. So there are like that sort of a checkpoint where, like, let's say you go to a map. There's no checkpoint in the game, right? You have this sort of place where you rest, restore your energy, and then you can adjust. You can sort of adjust your skills. This sort of thing is there. There was there in Tomb Raider, the newer version of Tomb Raider. In the middle of the map, you have a campfire or something like where you go and then you sort of tweak your perks and stuff like that. So that's where. But when you do that, it resets all the enemies. So that's the catch here. So you can like sort of there are hacks. There's very genuine hacks you can do. I didn't do it. That's basically there are parts where you can actually level up your enemy. You can level up yourself, where you know that you can easily kill these guys. Maybe they purposely did that for some reason. They knew that you can kill these guys, and I don't know. Maybe it was not purposely made, but still, it is. There are hacks that you sort of can keep on respawning for sometimes. Maybe you can play for like 1 or 2 hours the same a map where you find super duper easy, and the enemies are there and just keep on, and then you level up. But if you do that, it sort of breaks you become too powerful sometimes. I don't know, but I did think I was too powerful, but I wasn't. And exploration in this game is phenomenal. If you don't explore, you actually will be weak. Genuinely will be weak because you need life, and you need to increase your life, like your life bar. So like you have each game has like each respawn has but like you start with two, I guess, two lives. And then I didn't know you can actually find more lives. But the more I was exploring, the more I came to know you know, I can get my life pods. They're like pods, and your companion robot would give you pods, and they are for sure annoying because when you're in the middle of the battle, you gotta be very very careful when you're asking for the pod because when you do get the pods, the chances of you getting defeated is very high because while the what's that called your android droid would throw the pod at you. I mean, actually basically android is just sitting on your shoulder, so when it gives handed over to you, there's an animation delay in there, right? And your enemy can just attack you. So maybe it's just a game system, but that does annoy me because you know that last bit of life you require and then you die and you cannot increase your life. There's no way that your life increases. The only way to increase your life, your health bar to go back to normal is either you respawn. That's the only way. You only respawn. When you do respawn, enemy comes back. So when you defeat the main boss, yeah, you don't have that issue. But the problem is, it becomes a bit tricky sometimes because you sort of lag. You can't finish some missions. So but it's okay. It's pretty cool. It's really, really cool system. It's a phenomenal game. I think I'm about to finish the game. I'm almost 80% or 90% there. Uh, the first, when I was playing the first few stages, man, I can feel it. I can feel that emotion that I had. The world, I was like, wow, what a world. And then you have to come to the same planet. Like I came to the same planet 3 times because you have more power ups. So more power ups comes, you can unlock few things on older planets. So you come and you do all the stuff and then you find new stuff. You'd be like, man, I found that, I found this. And the map is not too big, right? That's another good thing. It's not too big that you can't it's hard, it becomes too hard to explore. It is big. It is big enough, but it's not like extremely big you can't explore. So it's a very good size. There are some maps which I feel is bigger, but it's a phenomenal game. It's a very well made game, to be honest. I hope they optimized it even better in PS4, but it's okay. I mean, it's a bit laggy in that and this. The graphics look very beautiful. It looks very nice. Uh, Maybe it could run way better in PS5, way way better. It was built for PS5. I have no idea how it works in PS4. I have actually no idea how it works. It does have a hard time working in my PS4 Pro. I have no idea. There are certain games that it's impossible to even think of playing in PS3, and I mean we're far away from it right now. There are games that can't even be played in PS3. It's like forget about it. Like crazy to think about it. Like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 is a phenomenally beautiful game. It's just phenomenal. It's like impossible But I'm playing Cold War. I did play Cold War. Cold War is just Black Ops 2, better graphics. And I feel believe Cold War can be played in PS3. Crazy enough, but it can. But Modern Warfare 1, it's impossible. Now there's Modern Warfare 2, which I won't be buying it because I usually buy the CD version, and then I came to know that you can't get access of the CD. There's no data in the CD. There's zero data. You need to download them. So it's crazy. But anyways, it's fun. It's really fun to play these beautiful games. The good part is, really puts your brain active. It's crazy. I have a great time playing. I actually do generally get excited playing these games. It's phenomenally amazing. I don't feel like I'm wasting my time, to be honest. It's phenomenally nice. It's just so good. These guys have built such an amazing world. Uh, it's like I feel fully satisfied playing these games. You feel like, wow. It's you don't. There are some games you don't feel satisfied. This game is very satisfying, and especially exploring is the most rewarding part in this game. That is like the by far the most rewarding part. And the good thing is every time when you get more power ups, you lose a power or you gain your power, whatever it happens, you have to travel to each of these planets. And every time you do that, and you keep on unlocking more and more off the map, is another cool thing in this game. So I really, out of what I played, I have one of the best games ever list. This is in that list now. This is one of the best games I've ever played. Star Wars Jedi. I actually genuinely don't have an idea. Now, the Star Wars Jedi, the second part game, Survivor or something like that. I have no idea how they're gonna live up to this game. It literally feels impossible at this point. Actually, it is. It's like, how are you gonna do it? Like, what is there to even, what is there to even explore at this point? You guys did a great job. The first game was so awesome. How are you gonna top this out? Like, even with God of War, it's a phenomenal game. But God of War, there were things that didn't explore, like Norse mythology, and then there was Thor, and then we're like, man, they can go deep. And God of War, they has, you can go, God of War can keep on moving. I mean, they can create different worlds. But is like, this game is pretty much finished at this point. It's very, very nice. So let me finish this game and give you a final verdict. But at this point, it's a phenomenal game. I truly believe it's amazing. I I I wish Respawn can make Mass Effect game, because they would have just make it they would make it 200 times better. Anyways, yeah, 20 minutes of recording. Anyways, take care. Goodbye.